Welcome to the first lesson about Russian vocabulary and grammar. So today we will start with some very important phrases that you will need if you want to start a conversation with someone. So when you meet a new person or you meet your friend, the first thing you want to say is probably hello. So how do we say hello in Russian? Let's listen. Привет. Привет. I advise you to repeat out loud after me. And if you need, you can pause this video. So, hello is привет. Привет. How do you say hello? Привет. So, if I see you and I say to you, привет, what do you say? Of course, you answer, привет. Great. Well, this was an informal version of hello, like a friendly version that you will use with your family or with your friends. There is also a more formal version of hello, which we will learn next time. So, what do you say to your friends when you want to greet them? You say привет. Okay, next thing. You probably want to know how your friends is. So to say how are you, in fact in Russian we don't really say how are you. We say how are things. Yeah, how are your things? So the first word will be how. And how in Russian is как. Как. What is how? Как. And the next word will be this, like things to do. A bit of a difficult word to translate into English, but I guess like broadly speaking, it's like things to do, something you need to do. And this word is дела. Дела. So to say how are you in Russian, we say how are things, and this are bit doesn't exist in Russian. You don't need it. You just omit it. So you say как дела? Как дела? How things to do. How your things that you need to do. How is it going? Yeah, so to say how are you, what do you say? Как дела? Как дела? So when you see your friend, what do you say? If it's a Russian speaker, you say Привет, как дела? Now, we need to know how to answer this question or what answers to expect from our friend. Of course, there can be multiple answers to this question, but we'll just look at a few common ones. The most common will probably be I'm good. Yeah. And this is хорошо. 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 So maybe your friend asks, как дела? What do you say? Хорошо. So, хорошо. Хорошо, notice that it's not exactly good, because in Russian we ask, how are things? Yeah, and well, you sort of answer like things are going well. So it's not good, it's more like well, an adverb. Well. Хорошо. Хорошо is I'm good. I'm fine. What else can you say? Well, maybe you're doing great today. And then you want to say отлично. Отлично. So, in fact, отлично literally means excellently. So you're saying that your things are doing excellently in Russian, to say that you're great. You're great today. So if you're feeling great today, what do you answer to как дела? You answer отлично. Okay. Then another common thing you might hear is I'm okay, which is in Russian, my things are going normally. This is нормально. Нормально. So if you're just okay, like not super great, but not bad, what do you say? I asked you, как дела? You say нормально. Well, sometimes we have bad days. So if we are not doing good today, we can say that our things are going badly, which is плохо. Плохо. So if you're having a bad day today and your friend asks как дела, what do you answer? Плохо. Okay, so once again, we can feel good, хорошо. We can feel great, отлично. Okay, нормально. Or bad, плохо. We can also say все in the beginning. Все means everything. Все. So you can say that everything is good. All of your things are doing good. All of your things are going well. Yeah. And you say все хорошо. Все хорошо. Как дела? Все хорошо. You can also add it to any of the other ones that we've just learned. So your friend says как дела, and you can say хорошо or все хорошо. Все отлично. Все нормально. Все плохо. I hope you don't need to use that last one. I hope that everything doesn't go badly with you. Okay. So now what do we want to know next? We probably want to know how to ask back. What about you? Of course, we can just say again, how are you? But, well, this is not usually how people speak, right? They ask, and you? And what about you? So here we need to learn the pronouns. How do we say I or you in Russian? Well, to say I, you say я. Я. This is just I. I am this and that. Я. The last letter of the Russian alphabet. Just one letter. Just like in English, it's just one letter. Я. Okay, so what is I? Я. But when you say, what about you? You remember that the question wasn't, how are you? Yeah? The question was, how are your things doing? So we want to ask something like, well, when we answer like, my things are going like this, we don't say I, yeah, we say kind of like my things. And there is a special phrase that we use in Russian a lot, which means something like at me. At me, like at my place, things are going like this. And this at me thing is у меня. У меня. У меня. У меня. So here you see two words, у means at. And меня. Well, in fact, меня is a form of я, something like me. You may say, well, do they look similar? They don't. But look at the English versions, I and me. Do they look similar? Do they sound similar? Not really. So the same thing happens in Russian. I is я, but when we change it into this me form, it becomes something different. It becomes меня. And together, у меня is something like at me. When we're talking about our things, we need to say this phrase like at me. У меня. And this was about I, when, well, we can say something like у меня дела хорошо. Yeah. Like at me, sort of like at my place, as for me, concerning me. Yeah. Things are okay. My things to do are doing fine. Yeah. У меня дела хорошо. Or you can just say у меня хорошо. Как дела? У меня хорошо. And now, how do we ask about the other person? We need to know how to say you. So to say you, well, there are in fact two forms of you. There's a formal and informal you. But we'll start with the informal one. You remember the hi that we learned? How do we say hi to our friend? Привет. That was an informal version, yeah, like with friends, with family. We'll learn the you that is used informally today. We'll learn the other you and the other version of hello next time, and we'll talk more about when you use this or that version. Right now, let's just learn these friendly informal versions. So these you that you would use it with a friend is ты. Ты. Sound is a bit difficult. Ты. Ты means you. How do you say you to your friend? Ты. And do you still remember how to say I? Я. Я. Ты. Now again, this you changes when you say something like at you. And you remember this phrase at me? What was it? У меня, when you're talking about your things. Yeah? Like my things are doing like this. Yeah? У меня дела хорошо. Then when you want to say at you, this you also changes. So instead of ты, it becomes у тебя. У тебя. У тебя. У тебя. So now we can say, instead of just how things, we can say, how are your things going? So we can say, как у тебя дела? Как у тебя дела? And then we can answer, у меня хорошо. У меня нормально. У меня отлично. У меня все отлично. Maybe у меня плохо. Все плохо. Okay. Now, we probably want to know how to say, and what about you? So someone says, your friend says, как дела? You say, все хорошо. And you want to ask them back, yeah? What about you? So we use this phrase, at you. What was it again? У тебя. And we also need this like and in the beginning, which is just а. А у тебя. In fact, there are two versions of and in Russian. Don't worry about it too much. Remember that in this phrase, when we ask about the other person, and what about you, we say а. А у тебя. Okay, so For example, I'm your friend, and I say, Привет, как дела? What do you answer? Хорошо, а у тебя? Or maybe you answered отлично, or some other answer, however you're feeling today. А у тебя? And then I can say у меня something. У меня отлично. У меня нормально. У меня все хорошо. Or maybe у меня плохо. Or maybe I'm doing the same as you. Then I want to say me too. Yeah. So too, as in me too. Same for me. Yeah. Is тоже. 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 So how do you say too? Тоже. So, can you guess how to say me too? У меня тоже. So we need to use this phrase у меня, at me, as for me, things are doing like this, things are going like this, yeah. So у меня тоже. So for example, you ask me, как дела? And I say, все отлично, а у тебя? And if you're doing great too, then you can say, у меня тоже. Okay, great. Now, what else do we need to know? Well, we probably want to know how to say bye to our friend. This is a bit of a short conversation. We'll learn more things to say to our friend next time. But right now, let's just learn bye. And this is пока. 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 How do you say bye to your friend? Пока. Just like in English, you can say bye-bye. How would you say that? Пока-пока. Пока or пока-пока. Both are possible. And remember that, again, this is an informal version. Yeah, so this is just bye-bye. It's not a type of goodbye that you would use with some other types of people who are not your friends and family. We'll talk about it next time. And well, we just changed this topic very quickly, right? We just met our friend, just asked how our friend is, and we're already saying bye. In this case, you probably want to add something like, well, bye. Some kind of this filler, like to change the conversation a bit. And to do this, you can use the word ну. Ну. So ну means well, like well, bye. Not well as in I'm doing well, yeah. My things are going well. My things are going well, that was a different one. Do you remember it? Well as in good, well. What was it? Хорошо, right? This is well, like good, well. But ну is well as a kind of a filler. Well, so just something you can say in the beginning of your sentence when you need some time to think a little bit, or when you want to change the topic, you can use the word ну. Ну. Okay, so how will you say well, bye? Ну, пока. Ну, пока. Okay, now let's have a look at a few situations where you can see how to use these words and these expressions. So, situation 1. Привет, как дела? Привет, хорошо, а у тебя? У меня тоже. Ну, пока. Пока. Situation 2. Привет, как у тебя дела? Привет, у меня все отлично, а у тебя? У меня нормально. Хорошо. Ну, пока. Пока-пока. So, how was it? Did you understand everything? I tried to speak at a normal pace there so that you start getting used to Russian pronunciation as it is in normal speech, not just very, very slow recordings. So maybe in some parts it was a little bit difficult for you to understand, but I'm also going to give you the whole transcript of those two situations. So please work through it, read it out loud, watch the videos again, try to repeat, and try to understand the correlations between the text and the sounds. And try to learn all these expressions. And after you know them all, practice with someone. Try to find someone with whom you can have this little conversation. Yeah, like maybe your Russian friend, Russian speaking friend, or maybe another learner of Russian. So see you next time. In the next lesson, we'll talk about the more formal versions of you and hi and bye. Пока-пока.